Overtime over at Sapphire in Auburn, giving y'all just a little bit of information on this man since this is his first time in Maine. Is that right?
Absolutely.
No doubt. Well, I only got 5, so it's not that many.
Cool. Hey, stand hold on a second. It's not letting me hold it sideways for some reason.
Nah, just hold it straight up and down there. It says it's still going live, right? Okay, so what has been the most memorable moment on stage so far during your career?
So far during my career, I would say I have a song called The Foundation.
Yep.
And I did a concert out in Montana with my full band. And my 9-year-old son snuck up on stage and grabbed the microphone.
Wow.
And he rapped the song with me.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool.
That's a memorable moment for sure. Okay, let's see. What is the craziest thing a fan has done during or after one of your shows?
Followed the bus.
Wow.
They do that
Soccer
often
style, huh?
sometimes, but and it's hard to maneuver in the bus, so you can't really get away. You just gotta. Well, I guess we're not staying here tonight.
Yep.
You just go far enough, and they're like, okay, well, I guess they're not stopping. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean that happens from time to time, which is crazy.
Expected in the music business, obviously.
It's all good, man. It's love. I like to meet everybody and hang out with everybody, but once the show is done, it's like I'll hang around for a bit and more bullshit, but. You know, there's a point where I've been on the road for 3 weeks. I need to go to bed.
Yep.
So that's kind of what it's like.
Fair enough. Okay, as a performer yourself, who is the most entertaining performer you have seen live in concert?
Tech 9, hands down.
Agreed.
I think that can be agreed across the board, man. Like, I think Tech is like, he sets the standard for what a independent performance should look like from anybody. It was because of Tech that I went out and invested in a light show and backdrops and fog geysers and the whole 9 because he comes to Missoula, Montana where I live every tour, so I check him out as often as I can, mainly as a student of him. In fact, if you look at my career for the last 24 months, I'm literally following the Tech formula. He has a formula where drops an album, he tours. Drops an album, he tours. So that's how you make it in the independent game. If I was mainstream, cool, I could drop a record, do one tour, and then I could go away for a year and a half and still make money off that record, but I can't do that. I got to continuously be dropping content and staying relevant because I don't have the big budget. So I follow Tech, man, and his stage performance is next level.
It's ridiculous.
It's next level, and there's other artists that do cool things, but when you pay your $30 or whatever to go to a strange music concert, like you're getting what you pay for, man. You got the moving heads, you got the risers, you got the podium that he pops up behind, you got the whole 9, man. It's all orchestrated like theater. I think a performance should be theatrical.
Absolutely.
You know, if I wanted to hear a rapper rap, I'd turn on the record. I want to see him give me a performance. There's a word that is common in a concert, and that's called performance. Perform the song. Don't rap the song, perform it. And man, Tech, that's it. That's easy.
Fair enough.
That's an easy one.
Alright, and number 4 here, it is well known by the people who are familiar with your music that you are a completely independent artist, as you said. No label, no management, and you're doing all the booking of all the tours yourself. What advice do you have to give any artist who may be trying to follow the same path in music as you have with your career?
Invest in yourself. So here's the trick. Here's the trick that I found, and I can't believe that it's not more widely applied by independent artists. So when we first start rapping, we start rapping with the idea that we'd get good enough that essentially a label would then sign us. We'd go on tour, we'd have all these fans, and it's easy peasy. But it's not. That's not how it works. And in fact, labels aren't handing out record deals unless you have some sort of gimmick, unless you're doing mumble rap, unless they see a short-term marketability out of you, unless they think they can make you an overnight star, make their money off you, and then shelve you, which is cool. No hate to an artist that signs. I mean, they get money, they get paid. Hopefully they're smart enough with their money they do get while that short time period happens, that they know what they're doing with it and they can invest. Cool, that's on them. But that's not the reality, and it's certainly not the reality of a rapper coming out of Montana. That's just, nobody's looking at it.
There's not too many of those.
So here's the deal. What we do when we start our careers, we wait for a label to come get us. What do labels do? That's what you first need to ask. What does a label do? So what I did is I researched labels, I researched agents, managers, social media managers, publishing, licensing. I researched it myself rather than waiting for somebody to come in and handle it for me.
Yep.
And I learned, okay, what does the label do? They sign you, they give you a budget. Okay, so that sounds great, but what's that budget for? What do the labels do with said budget? Because I'll tell you right now, the majority of the budget doesn't go to the production of your album. I record in my home studio and have the same sound quality as most major artists.
Yep.
So that's not it.
Yep.
When you're signed to a label, producers will just give you beats because they want to be featured on that record because it helps their resume. So that's not it. It's advertising, it's marketing.
Yep.
And so what I did was one day I said, okay, labels ain't gonna sign me, I'm gonna sign myself. So I hit up Capital One, and I got a credit card with a $20,000 limit. Luckily, I took care of my bills and shit throughout the years to where I have credit enough to get such a big credit card. But what I did was I just started applying it to. I said, fuck it. I got 20 grand at my disposal. I'm 30 years old. I'm either gonna make it or I'm not.
Yep.
But I don't want to not make it because I didn't use all of my resources. So I just started doing music videos, boosting them on Facebook, but boosting them with a significant enough amount.
Right.
Like, so Hunger in My Stomach to date, I've spent, in the last, 15 months, I've spent $7,000 marketing it.
Yep.
But that song's made me over $80,000. It wouldn't have happened had I not boosted posts $10 a day, every day for the last 14 months. So it was a risk. I didn't know if it would pay off. It did. Now the credit card's shredded. Now I'm working off of business capital from income that's coming in from touring, and that's what I got my boost. But artists are afraid to do that.
Yep.
So what they need to ask, the biggest advice I would say is ask yourself, what do labels do? They give you a budget. What do they do with the budget? Figure out what they do. I'm not going to tell the formula. It's my formula. You have your own formula. But what do they do with the budget? How do they advertise? Learn that. Do it yourself, and you don't need a label. It's either going to work or it's not.
Yep.
The other key is you have to have good quality product and music and song.
Yep.
You can't just market some bullshit because you don't have millions to market the bullshit like major labels do.
Yep.
They can plug anything on the radio they want because they got the budget for that.
Exactly.
So if you're going to do it independently, you better have a damn good quality song. You better have a damn good quality video. If you got that, then it's amazing because it took one song. People ask me, or they always say, this new artist OverTime. No, I'm not. I've been around since 2006.
Yeah.
It's just you just heard of me, so I'm new to you.
Yep.
I've been at this for years. It just took that many years for me to figure out what I was doing and how to do it and the formula and how to be the label myself. So that's it, man. Figure out what labels do. Stop waiting for a record deal because that ain't happening.
Listen to this man. He's doing it right.
I don't have all the answers, but what I know is in all avenues of life, it's the music, if it's your own business, if it doesn't even have to apply to music. If you want to be successful, you have to be able to invest in yourself. And ask yourself this. If you're not willing to invest, $10,000, $20,000 into yourself, why in the hell are you expecting somebody else to?
Yep.
If you wouldn't do it, why would I? Why would Travis O'Gwen was Strange? Why would Dr. Dre? Why would he invest in you if you're not willing to?
Yep.
So if you don't believe in yourself enough to do it yourself and go in complete debt, then I don't know what to tell you. But do that. Invest in yourself and believe in yourself. Shit, you gotta.
Yep. No doubt. The last one, the most important one, Facebook. Good or bad for personal relationships and why?
So, here's the deal. I would say it's bad. I would say it's absolutely bad. Because what social media has done to us is it's desensitized us to, let's say there's a gal sitting right here. In real life, I probably wouldn't just out of the blue say, you are so damn fine.
Yep.
Probably not in real life. No. But if I'm behind a keyboard, it's pretty damn easy. And it's certainly just as easy for women to do that to the artists.
Yep.
Whereas they wouldn't do that in real life most of the time. Now, obviously, some people will. There's always an exception. Some people are idiots. But the fact is, it desensitizes us to real human interaction. Like, it's the keyboard warrior effect. It's somebody's going to get tough on the internet. Homie, you would not be saying that shit if I was standing there or whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
like, that's the realest shit. You would not because you know there'd be a fight, and I know you don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I know you don't want to fight, so you wouldn't say nothing.
Yep.
But you will on the internet because you're safe. You're at home.
Exactly.
You're on your phone. I'm not by you.
Yep.
Whatever. So it's the same thing. Me, I choose to keep it completely on this interview. I just said one of the most memorable things in one of my concerts was my 9-year-old son came up and there's not a person on my Facebook. You didn't know it. You didn't know it. You didn't know it. That I have a 9-year-old son.
Yep.
And they never will unless they see this interview because my family's my family. Yo, I'll protect that till the day I die. They have no business in overtime.
Right. Yep.
They can be they're in my Tyler life. When I shut off overtime, I'm not overtime at all.
Yep.
I'm not. You know, people don't call me overtime. People don't only fans, only on tour. You know, interviews, stuff like that. They'll call me that, but in real life, because this isn't real life. No. I might be living it, but this isn't real life. This is real life for 60 days when I'm on tour. When I go home, that's real life.
Yep. When
I feed my dog in the morning, that's real life. This isn't real life. So you keep that separate, man. Yep. I got a personal Facebook where only my family and my close friends and people I grew up with are on, and we don't talk about my music shit.
Yep. Yeah, you have to divide it up.
Man, you have to have that. If you're gonna do it, you have to have split personalities. You have to.
Yep.
You can't be. And yeah, you know, I'll be out, you know, at Walmart or something, and somebody from my hometown will recognize me and they'll want a picture, and that's different. I mean, be cordial. I mean, don't be like, I'm not overtime today. Like, I mean, be cordial. You gotta treat people with respect. They're a fan of you. You gotta, you know. But at the end of the day, bad for relationships.
Yep.
Absolutely bad. And as an artist, you also have a responsibility, single or not, to not exploit your fans. And I don't truly believe that you should be on the road hooking up with fans, and that's how you lose fans, man.
Yep.
That's exactly how you lose fans.
There's always that bad one that's got that story.
Maybe that girl won't not become a fan of you.
Yep.
But guess what? She got homeboys that feel a type of way about her being on your bus.
Yep.
So there aren't people on my bus unless it's an interview or unless it's something professional or business.
Yep.
People don't come on this thing.
Yep.
Like, I don't have any. I'm not out here for women. I'm not out here for money. I'm out here to spread good music, have a career, take care of my family. I mean, so that's me personally. But a lot of people say I'm a lot different. Yep. Somebody sends me a message on Facebook. I get 50 to 60 a day. I will respond. It might take me a little bit. I'm pretty busy, but I will send a message back. Artists don't do that. So we obviously think different, but I'm just a Montana kid that I grew up in Montana with values and cores. My old man would kick my ass if I changed just because of the music shit. Because let's remember, 14 months ago, I was just a regular dude. Yep. I'm still a regular dude, but 14 months ago, I had 8,000 fans. Today, I think it's like 72,000 in 14 months. So that's like, maybe it's because I don't know how to be famous or how to have a fan base, or maybe I don't know what it is. But I like to be a good person, and I think that relationships don't belong on Facebook.
Yep.
Unless, from an artist standpoint, maybe from personal life, I don't know. I guess if I wasn't a musician, I'd like to have it say married to or in a relationship. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't really know that life because I'm a musician, but
fair enough.
My overtime page, it doesn't. My family doesn't belong on there. I mean, my dog, I post my dog, but yo, fuck with my dog. I dare you. He's a German Shepherd. Like, try it. I don't care. It's on you. That's your fault.
No doubt. Well, that is all I have for you right now.
Outstanding, man.
Well, I want to thank you for
man, it's an absolute pleasure, man.
And
in Maine, lobster.
Fair. Yeah, I saw your post earlier about the lobsters.
Bro, are you kidding me? The little thing was alive. Both of them, it was alive, and then it was on my plate. I was like, I didn't even know how to eat it. They had instructions on the placemat, and I had to look at that. And we did it all kinds of wrong. I had water squirting everywhere. I had to change my shirt. They gave me a bib. It was wild, man. It was a good time. Though.
Well, welcome to Maine.
Oh, man, I'm so happy to be
Make sure you come back.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We're all good.